Hello lovelies! Today I'm going to be doing a spoiler-free review of The Bells by Dhonielle Clayton. I actually got this copy in advance for an honest review, and it's really pretty, the cover, and on the inside it has like hot pink map of the Kingdom of Orleans where The Bells takes place, and it's just a really nice book design. On the hardcover, like on the side, you can see it has like gold foil. I know some of you are interested in all that jazz, so I thought I'd let you guys know. But now let's talk about what's inside the book. And The Bells is a young adult fantasy, and I really enjoyed this book. And basically, The Bells is about the Kingdom of Orleans, and everybody is born gray, without color. And they have like wrinkles, and have like red eyes, and their hair is just like sort of like straw-like. They're called gris in the book. Except there are these girls who are born who have color and have the power of beauty and the power to transform everyone for like temporarily. They always kind of recede back to their grease selves unless they go back in for touch-ups, and it's basically like a service they do. They use their power of beauty to beautify the Kingdom of Orleans. Like, that's basically the duty of the Bells. The main character, Camellia, is one of 6 of the Bells, and they're having a coming out ceremony. And in the ceremony, each Bell basically shows off their power. They beautify someone. And Camellia is pictured in the front of the book. This is her, very pretty. And each one of the bells is named after a flower. In the ceremony, the royal family will be watching, and the queen will decide who will be the belle of the palace, the favorite belle. And that belle will stay at the palace and like take over doing all the beauty stuff for the royal family. And Camellia really wants to be chosen as the favorite. But Camellia soon learns that being a belle and in the palace isn't all it's cracked up to be, and that there is danger and secrets under all that glamour. I have to say that the book is very descriptive. Like, it goes into detail about the luxury and glamour and architecture of the palace and the dresses, and also goes into a bit of detail on like the decadent sweet food, and it really kind of brings you into the story, gives you more of a feel for the atmosphere. But I also get how having so much descriptive text can be a hindrance for some, but I also think it kind of helps set up the story, because in the beginning all you see is glamour and luxury and decadence. But then as you keep reading and the main character starts kind of learning more of what it is to be a belle and learning more about her powers and about the palace, like the juxtaposition of kind of like the danger and darkness in the palace, the twisted world and the tagline starts to creep in. I think it adds to it. I thought all the characters were really well written. The main character, you definitely see that she has flaws, and you definitely see like the character development throughout the book, because in the beginning she is very naive. The Bells are very sheltered, but then she goes into the palace and really being a belle in service, and just all this darkness and secrets she uncovers and experiences really affect her in an honest way. And I also liked the other side characters. I loved all the sisters. They all had their own distinct personalities, and when the Bells, they go to wherever they are appointed to, like they kind of sent each other mails, and I kind of wish like I would have had more time with those sisters in the book, even though like I know like it doesn't sort of like the plot and everything, but it was just like me, I would love like a whole novella or something of like just the sisters being all together and everything. I wish I would have had more interaction with them, but again, like there wasn't that much point in the plot, but hopefully in the next book we get a lot more of that. I really liked her relationships with a lot of other characters too, like her imperial servant and her personal guard and everything. It just felt very genuine and not forced. Again, with the sisters also, it didn't feel forced, like, hey, we're sisters. Because I have 3 sisters, and sometimes you can tell where the author's trying to like force this kind of sibling sort of dialogue and stuff, and it doesn't really work. But in this one, yeah, it's good. There also is a little bit like of like a love interest in the book. It's not too much and sort of like a subplot, but like it's not too distracting, and it doesn't kind of like hinder the plot or anything, but like all of the subplots kind of worked. Like each one was sort of connected to the big plot, so it didn't feel like there was just this random one wedged in there and you're just like, why am I reading about this? Like, why does it matter? I just thought all the subplots and the characters all had a purpose in the story. And the villain of the story, like, she is obsessed with being the best, being the most beautiful. It is an obsession. And she goes far to get her way, and like she is terrifying. Like, I don't even know, she's one of the best villains I've read, because she's so unsettling to me. Like, any time like her name would be in the book, I just like tense up, because I was like, oh my gosh. Oh no. She's definitely one of the best villains I've read in a very long time. And I really like how the main character sort of kind of saw some attributes of herself in the villain. Like the ambition, like her ambition to be the best belle and everything. Like she kind of saw some of herself in that villain, the antagonist, and it definitely kind of unsettles her to like think that. And I really like that character made that comparison, because usually villains, you kind of think of them like, oh, they're nothing like me, they're evil. In this one, they're kind of a little too alike at times. It definitely gives the main character something to think about, and kind of also something for us to think about too. And I guess the other basically villain of the story is just the kingdom obsession with beauty, because it's not just in the fantasy book. Like the obsession with beauty is very real in this life, and it definitely makes you think about what our society views as beautiful and everything. Because with the Kingdom of Orleans, they're basically all Greece. They're basically all crave beauty. Everything basically revolves around appearance. And even when we don't even think about it in our own real life situations, appearances matter even when they shouldn't. And this book really makes you think about that, and sometimes makes you feel a bit uncomfortable in it. Because I know I felt very kind of uncomfortable when I would read the parts where like Camellia would use her powers to kind of change and transform one of the people, because like they're basically kind of molding them out, like changing their bone structure, and it's painful for them, but they do it just to look beautiful, you know. It's just crazy. And I also really love the world building. I love like the origin of the legend, how everybody came to be Greece with the god of the sky and the goddess of beauty, and all these like magical contraptions and everything in the world. I just really enjoyed all the world building in this. It's like top notch. I really liked it. My favorite part of the book is at the end. Like, the stakes are high. You really don't know where anything's gonna go, how everything is gonna work out. You're rooting for the main character. You're rooting for good to win. And I think the author really delivers, giving you kind of that feeling, that anxiousness. You're just like really invested in the story and the characters, and I think the ending was done really well, and I really can't wait to go and read the second book, which doesn't come out until like forever, I feel like. But I really enjoyed this book. But I do have to say, a trigger warning, there is like sexual assault a little in the book, so just letting you all know. I'll put the page number in the description down below, just so if anybody is going to read it, just like put a little bookmark there or something, just to know like it's coming up and be prepared for it if like you decide to read this book. The Bells by Dhonielle Clayton is an enchanting, thought-provoking book that I definitely recommend. I would give it 4.8 out of 5. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and let me know what your thoughts are about this book. Bye!